can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Dr. Whitley Webb. I currently teach environmental science, environmental sustainability, and then your general biologies. So educational background, so you know I'm actually qualified to teach those. So I have a BS, so just Bachelor of Science in General Biology. My master's is technically environmental studies, but I majored in conservation biology and genetics. So that's just a fancy way of using genetics to continue to conserve your animal species, plant species, things like that. And then my PhD, which I just recently finished, is in education, but it's using innovations in education. So
Nowadays, we all wear masks. Is that going to be helpful for allergy season too?
okay, well that depends on the type of mask. So right now everybody has cloth masks, or they have them. They're not really medical grade masks. They're just general blue masks. But really, so like I said, earlier when I told you, so like oak has their pollen diameter is still extremely small. You got to remember microns are extremely small. So they're anywhere from 24 to 39 microns. So the general way to put this is the smaller the particle, the more likely it is to get through your mask.
So, question. I have a fancy N95 mask. What does that mean?
Okay, N95, those can filter out smaller particles. However, some is still going to get through it.
What does the 95 stand for?
Honestly, I don't remember what N95 stands for.
I assume it's the number of particles getting out.
It should be the particles that it allows in and out.
95% filtered out?
Yeah. So, but like most normal people aren't going to have an N95 mask. Most normal people have a cotton mask now. Now, it is recommended that you have more than one layer. So one layer, it's going to help some, but the more layers you have, the better it's going to filter.
I actually read that if you, and I don't know if this is a thing, but what they said was that you wrap up a vacuum filter. So you get one of those HEPA filter vacuums and you snip it out and then you wrap that up, and then that could be the inner lining of the mask. Now, I have no idea how comfortable it is. It's probably terribly awkward and unwieldy, but I read that if you just kind of snip it up and then put that on your face, that'd be theoretically better.
It's probably not going to be very comfortable. And you may not be able to breathe through it very easily. Now, one of the things is, I learned this recently, so if you want to know if your mask is working whatsoever, because some materials, it's not going to work.
Might as well use nylon.
Exactly. So you take your mask off and you pour water in it.
Okay.
And if the water seeps through, at the rate it seeps through, depends on how much filtration you're getting.
So the faster it is, so getting, one of those cheesecloths and spraying is probably not a good idea. Yeah. You want to get something that's a little bit better.
So like the blue mask, the cloth mask, anything, and just kind of test it.
Yeah.
Because the N95 mask, you can do this and it takes a little while for the water to go through, but eventually it will go through because the material gets saturated. The cloth mask, usually everybody recommends, like Disney and places like that, you have to have 2 layers to go in. So the recommended is 2 or 3, but you have to remember the more layers you put on, the hotter it's going to be, and the harder to breathe.
Yeah, I would think so. Especially when it's all sweaty and you're in the middle of. Yeah, it's always hot here.